guys, how's it going? So just have got back from a nice long day hike slash scout, just scouting around for some new camping spots, bushcraft locations, looking for animal sign, all of that fun old stuff, and continuing to test out gear. So thought this would be a good chance to run down and show you guys what I took with me today. It ended up being kind of a last minute decision of me going out. And today is really cold, especially for this part of Virginia. We're down in the low teens. With wind chill, we're going to be getting down possibly to 0 or below. And this is just personally the lightweight gear that I grabbed. It might not be lightweight for some people's standards, but it's very durable gear that could handle, you know, emergency situations and just hard, rigorous bushwhacking mountain activity. So yeah, we'll talk about like what I'm wearing first. I'll do a little bit of a 360 for you guys. As you can see, got just a small day pack with me. We've got our canteen carrier or canteen kit. Won't be going into that, but I will link to the video to this. If you've not seen it, you can get a full breakdown on what I carry in my canteen kit. And this right here is a survival kit in and of itself. And if YouTube has not flagged this video already, I will show you guys this beautiful 22 rifle here. This is a Bear Creek Arsenal stainless steel weighted barrel. Really nice synthetic stock. And just carrying this with me to carry it. Done a little bit of plinking with it. Wanting to test out this red dot. Sighted it in, I don't know, about a month back. And just a little heads up for you guys, I will be revamping my ProCaliber shooting channel as soon as possible. Just, you know, battling with weather and timing and schedules and all of that stuff. But this will be one of the first guns covered in a fairly in-depth review. As well as that Rate shotgun and some other fun stuff that I have planned. So anyways, just brought this 22 with me, just to have a little bit of fun and just to continue to expose this thing to the elements. So we'll set that to the side. We'll also go ahead and slide off our canteen carrier. This is my primary drinking apparatus. I normally carry a Hydro Pack bladder in this day pack whenever I'm using it for day hikes, but considering the temperatures, didn't want to have to screw around with worrying about the hose and all that crap. So this right here is what I use. I got another water container in the backpack that I use to refill this as I go if I don't decide to just scoop up water to stream, drop in a water purification tablet, and continue on my way. So that's really the thing that makes this backpack any type of heavy, is I've got a 4-liter water bag in the backpack. So then clearly I'm wearing a smock, and that is to just offload a lot of smaller items that I either need frequent access to, I want to always have on my person, or, you know, I don't want them just all loose and around the backpack. I kind of just wanted to keep the backpack for mostly the large bulky items that I felt like I should bring with me, apart from a couple. Can undo our waist strap. This is the Tasmanian Tiger 28-liter modular backpack. It is hands down one of my favorite, if not my current favorite, day hiking backpack, or even just a small profile backpack that I can use for overnighters and things like that. It's really easy to use for overnighters and stuff in the summer, you know, a little bit more difficult in the colder months. But with all the stuff that I have in the bag and on my person, even down into the really low temps that we'll be getting, could easily, you know, do a couple overnighters. Wouldn't be the most comfortable, but you could actually make it pretty dang comfortable. And we've done that in past videos, and I have overnighters like that planned very soon. So we'll set this down for now and get to that after we talk about the smock. Yeah, now clearly got a toboggan on my head. This is a Helicon Tex. It's one I got from in our military first winter gear unboxing that we did. Wiley X sunglasses. This is that Phantom Leaf Miltech cap. Got these maroon bell fleece lined leather gloves. We do have better insulated gloves when you're just hiking around, unless it's really windy. You know, your whole body's generating heat. That's why we don't even have that much on right now, considering that, you know, considering the temperatures that we're in. So yeah, this is the Arktis Mountain Smock. It's one that has the veil that tucks away up into the hood. It's got the wire hood. This thing does a pretty good job at blocking the wind. But more than anything, it just puts Batman's utility belt to shame, because we've got all these pockets to store important items, or items that we just want to kind of get to if and when we need them. But this is not set up in a survival kit type of fashion. You know, like it's completely, the items I brought with me was just for the specific thing I was going out with today, and I think really does cover stuff that you would, you know, want to have and stuff that is useful that I use today. If you're on a full day or longer duration day hike with, you know, the emergency preparedness in mind that you could have to stay overnight or could potentially get injured. So going into this front left button pocket, and I'll probably be taking my gloves on and off as we go. So in this pocket, got a thing of Kleenexes. I had a couple like loose ones. This one's actually only had, I think, one taken out of it because it's resealable, that I was using because just cold weather, sinuses, allergies, all that crap, just nose constantly flowing. So it's good to just have something you can, you know, blow your nose with. And then this is something that could easily be left out, but I like to have, it's handy to have in winter situations. This is a little like micro towel. It's just got a nice little pattern on there. This is not like any survival instructions or anything, just a camping themed towel. And this is the nomadic bandana towel, if you're wondering about the name. So yeah, it's like a bandana. You could take and wrap it around your face if you wanted to, but I had something else more suited to that purpose. But this thing's just really handy for like condensation. If something gets a little bit wet, you can take and dry it off before it freezes. So just a nice little handy thing. And you know, if you run out of tissues, this could double as a handkerchief if you really needed it for that purpose. And yeah, that's everything in that particular button pocket. It's like you want to be careful and not overload these pockets. Like even if some of these look really bulky right now, it's just because the items themselves is bulky. But then going into the zipper pocket right behind that one, this is where I've got my compass. Now the area that I was doing all my hiking at today, I mean, I'm familiar with, I hadn't been to in quite a while. So I was just kind of doing some practice, you know, with the map and compass. I was actually able to pretty much just utilize the map, just get my general direction, and you know, I kind of knew where I was going and what I was doing. But since I was using a new map, I was able to kind of put the location with the point on the map in my head so that I could, you know, have a reference point. So got that. Now one cool thing is this is a Tough Possum Gear compass pouch, and as you can see on the back there, there's loops. So I mean, there's ways you can attach this to Molly, on your belt, whatever. But now this Arktis Smock has this slider right here, and I would take this off. It's like a military rank thing. I think you put whatever. So like I would take that off if I was using this in a more constant, like needing my map and compass. And with those loops right there, I could run this slider through that, and then the compass would be mounted right here because this Smock doesn't have a dedicated, you know, compass pouch. But this would become a dedicated compass pouch there. So really cool. That's all that's in this pocket. Could easily throw a few items in here if you needed to. For anybody that hadn't seen the canteen survival kit slash just canteen kit video, I've got a whistle on there, so there's not a whistle or anything on the Smock. This is like a place where I would normally tether off a whistle or something like that, but all that's in there is the compass. And then going over to our right chest pocket, in here I've got an Akupa electric hand warmer. So kind of a heavy deal. It's got a backup flashlight. That's neither here nor there. This can also double as a power bank. Wouldn't use it for that purpose. But you know, if you're hiking, you just have these gloves, it gets a bit breezy for a bit, whatever the case may be, and you feel like you need to warm up your hands, you can do so. This could also play a very important role in our emergency sleep system that we will talk about later. But since this is something that I don't really like, I wouldn't be taking a hand warmer like that just in and out, in and out. If I'm going to need it, I'm going to need it. So that's just in that button pocket. Going to this zip pocket, I have got a self-rolled thing of white Gorilla Tape. Really good bit of Gorilla Tape there. Could be useful in the 1001 uses of duct tape and or Gorilla Tape, but heavier duty, gear repair, shelter setup, whatever. This was something that was just in the Smock. It doesn't really have to be here. Got a ferro rod. My full EDC, I show it a lot all the time as far as when I carry my pants. Let's touch on that real quick. So I just so happened to also be wearing the matching Arktis Ranger pants or trousers as they call it. Oh yeah, and clothing. These are Zamberlan boots. As always, I will link to everything that I show in this video in the video description. Gotta put these gloves back on. But yeah, so aside from, you know, I always have the old Glock 17 Pistolet over there. I have my utility gloves over here on a titanium Ravivon carabiner. Got a little do-jig there with stuff in it. Always have pocket knife. I've got a lighter and an Exotac sleeve in this pocket. There you go, nice orange, bright. So one form of fire making. And yeah, just in case you are new, again, this is stuff that if you go back and watch my content, this stuff I carry with me 24/7. So right now, the multi-tool choice I carry in my left pocket is this Roxxon multi-tool. Really cool design. It's modular. You can interchange out the blades and the stuff on it. Always have a flashlight of some sort. This is the Warrior Mini 3. As you can see, I've been EDCing this for a hot minute now, and some of the stuff's starting to wear off the sides. This is one that come from betterbushcraft.com. Great EDC light, long battery life. Highly recommend. Okay, and then my main first aid items I always carry in my cargo pockets. They're in the elastic, but I've got some, well, I'll just go ahead and take it out, why not? The Chitizen, whatever it's called. It's quick clot, it's like quick clot gauze, it's like combat gauze. Got a 6-inch Israeli bandage. Okay, down in a piece of elastic at the bottom that is, if I undo it, it's gonna just unravel, is it's one of those rapid tourniquets. You know, it's like almost like a rope looking deal. Got that. And then over here in this cargo pocket, I've got my fire kit, which I just done a video on fire kits, including this one. So this is all I need. I can easily get fire going in practically any condition with that little kit right there. That's where my main ferro rod is. And we have those storm matches and things in our canteen kit. So always good to have redundancies just in case. You never know, might drop something, might lose something. And since I'm wearing these Arktis pants in particular, one thing that is normally alongside my fire kit, just because I don't keep it on this left side with the other medical stuff, because it feels bulky. I normally have a pack of gauze, obviously sterile gauze. I recently had to open this one. It's still fine. I had no issue carrying it like this for a bit and using it if I just cut my hand or something. Like in an emergency far away from medical help or something, like, you know, you weren't going to be getting medical help for days, then you would want to make sure it's super sterile, but I don't want to waste that. And then over in this pocket, something new, just had it with me. I want to see kind of how this packaging wears. This is a super skin little first aid pack. It got a Band-Aid, antibiotic, ointment, clean and wipe, and I think just a little gauze pad. So there's a bunch of these in a recent medic box that I opened. If you've not seen those videos, check them out. But yeah, just want to see how these little packs of Band-Aids wear, because I'm wanting to stick them in different places, just have on hand for, you know, minor little things. I mean, as you can see, my hands are getting red. Okay, but that was our top pocket. So now let's take a gander a bit lower and talk about our front two pockets here. Because this Smock does have Canadian style buttons, so I mean, they're pretty easy to open with the gloves on. So in the right one, right here, this is what I was talking about in place of the that bandana towel for a neck wrap. This is a Tough Possum Gear, I believe it's Tough Possum Gear, yeah. So Tough Possum Gear survival scarf, and I think this is the extra large version, and it should be because it feels pretty dang large. But this is a multi-functional piece of gear. This kit's also really well suited for hunting purposes, because I have a lot of orange aspects in here that can be reversible. So you could, like the reason I got them with me is mainly for signal purposes, or the piece of gear that I have just so happens to have an orange backside to it. But yeah, you can turn this inside out. It is a long sack, essentially. One end is sewed shut, so you could use this to, you know, gather things if you needed to. I wouldn't need it for anything like that. I don't think. You could stuff it with stuff if you're out, use it as a pillow, just a lot of uses. But I have it to primarily use just as a scarf, like as a neck wrap. If I needed just a little bit, you could easily, you know, put it around your face. I'm not going to really do that. I don't normally have an issue where I got the beard. Face is normally fine unless it's just really, really windy. But yeah, just a really nice multifunctional piece of gear that packs really, really small because of the material it's made out of, and fits down that pocket just fine. Okay, getting back into it. And I do gotta speed up a little bit because it will be dark soon. Going in here, the last thing I have in this pocket is a headlamp. Right now, as you can see, this is the Phoenix HM61R V2. Great headlamp. It does have the top strap on here. If I needed to, I could take that off because this thing really isn't that heavy. But just a really nice light. It has, aside from just being a really bright white light, you can turn it to red. It's got a brighter red. Then you got your flashing. So I really like it. The red light's nice at nighttime. But I prefer to carry a bit of a larger headlamp myself because just longer run time. It's winter. Cold weather is a bit harder on batteries, and the nights are longer, so you're going to be in the dark longer. So you want to make sure that you have a way to see, because being in the dark and not being able to see sucks. So we got a headlamp, and then we have our main light there. Plus we have a backup light on our canteen kit, so can't go wrong there. Here in this front pocket, this is where my map is. The map is by My Topo. Highly, highly recommend. I hadn't heard of them before somehow, but got this really large map made. I'll show some stuff using this when we do some more bushcrafting camping in the area that I was looking at today. But yeah, just a really nice large map. This paper is, I think this paper is supposed to be highly, highly water resistant, maybe even waterproof. I know I need to have it in a map case, but I don't at the moment. So that is what it is. In this pocket, this is like the one piece of medical gear that is in the Smock. This is a Slickman pressure wrap. Really cool piece of gear. This one in particular is in bright orange. But this is really, really useful for a lot of different things. You could use it just to apply pressure to a wound. If I was just using those gauze right there, instead of having to fool around with gauze tape, I can pull this out, put it on there, wrap it around, apply the pressure that I need, and be good to go. You know, not have to worry about it. You can use it for sprains, which is another great thing to have with you on a hike. The one thing I don't have in my bag or on my person that I just realized would be a good thing to have with you just anytime you're backpacking, that I have multiple sizes and variations of that I neglect to take with me a lot of times, is a SAM splint. Take up a little bit of space, but they don't weigh hardly anything and could be really useful. If you're out hiking with two people, there's no reason not to have at least one between the two of you or in a group. But yeah, that front pocket, we got that map. Okay, so now we've got our two side pockets on this Smock. So we'll go to our right one over here first. So in here, didn't end up eating any of these, but I have them. And this is also kind of just for an example. This could be a Ziploc bag of your favorite snack or trail mix or whatever. This is some Ready Wise cookie dough bites. These are pretty solid. And I mean, they got a lot of calories. There's 2 servings at 240 each. So, you know, this is just a nice convenient. This packaging is pretty tough, which is why I opted to use it or bring it today. And then, this is something we'll use here in the site when we get the backpack out. This is a One Saber signal panel / ground mat. We have got our multicam side, so you can use. This is actually something that's pretty handy if you want to use this even hunting. If you're somebody that's a ground sitter, you can take and like just put this up and hide behind it. But you can also just drape it over gear to keep water off, because it is waterproof if I remember correctly. It's a ripstop material, but then you have this bright orange signaling panel that you can take and put over your backpack, tie it to yourself, tie it up above your shelter if you're, you know, just whatever. So I like having that in my pocket, plus it's a large area that I can easily reach in, grab, lay on the ground, and then lay gear out. If I was planning on prepping a meal today, I could have, you know, laid it out for meal prep, whatever. So multi-use item again. Then finally, just have some, I believe this is 750 paracord. I'll have to look up the name of this company again because I forgot, but I will link to it in the video description. That is everything in that right pocket. Moving on over to the left. So here I've got a Titan Survival emergency bivvy bag. This is just a Mylar tube. Now, if I just had my Smock and I didn't have my other stuff for, once again, who knows what random reason, Its main purpose of me having it with me is to be a browse bed. This thing right here stuffed with leaves makes just a fantastic and honestly really comfortable browse bed. The Mylar material they use for their blankets and their bivvy bags and stuff like that is pretty quiet. Once you like lay on it, get it compressed, it's not as like loud and crinkly and stuff as the like most of the other ones on the market. So there's that. Then finally, I've got the BCB survival kit that I've added items to. Again, I have a video on that. I'll link to it. But there is one of their tight survival extra large emergency blankets in here. Have one in the backpack. Have one in the canteen kit. That's just because those items are always in those places. So that's why I got so many of those. That's not really that necessary, or not necessary at all. But in cold wintry conditions, I can build one heck of a, not like the traditional super shelters, but just a super shelter in size. And they're really nice to have for wind blocks and things like that. So that's why it can be nice to have multiple of those. Plus, also, if it's an emergency, one rips, you got a backup on a backup. Finally, on the Smock, you have this back pocket here. Some call it the poacher's pocket. I call it my Smock butt pack, whatever, you know. And you can fit a lot more in here, but then it starts to kind of deform the Smock, and that's why it's nice to have a backpack with you. But now to get it, because I'm definitely not taking the Smock off, because now that the sun is setting, the temp is dropping quick. So going in this back Smock pocket, this is where I have my insulated gloves. So these are Kentrex, I think, is how you say that. Kentrex. Put that on there for you. But anyways, these are very, very well insulated, highly water resistant gloves. These also come out of Military's first winter gear unboxing I've done. And I've used these for riding the e-bike and being out in the wind. But as far as just general wear and use, not had to break these out much this year. I wish I had. I wish it would be cold like this all the time. But for this type of temp, that's what these bad boys are made for. So fantastic gloves. You know, they go over the Smock with the whole gauntlet style there. Block the wind, cinch them down, and you really just don't have to worry about it. And where they are fingered, you know, I got mittens and stuff, but I still like having my fingers available, even though you have reduced dexterity here, obviously. They also have this like suede material on the thumb, which can be good for wiping your glasses down if you get moisture or fog or something like that on them. So yeah, really like these gloves. Not got to do a ton of field testing with them, so I ain't gonna say I 1000% recommend them, but just based off of my experience with gear and everything, I dare to say that this is a pretty bomb-proof pair of gloves. And for insulated gloves, the price these come in at is nothing but fair, in my opinion. Like when you look at a lot of other things, when it comes to new purchases, you know, obviously you can get a lot of fantastic winter military surplus gear. I kind of don't want to take these off right now because it is getting pretty cold. Then the last thing in that back pocket is a pair of winter socks. And I've got the same pair on my feet right now. They're fantastic. What is the name of this company? Why can I not? The name of this the sock is Beast. There's the logo. I'll look up the name, probably throw it on the screen. But we'll be sure to link to them. But these are fantastic socks. So yeah, if you had to, you know, change out your socks because your feet got wet, you know, these boots are waterproof, but you know, you just, who knows what could happen. So you could change out your feet if they got wet, or that night if your feet got sweaty and you was going to sleep, change them out for these and just be good to go. So stick that in the back pocket there. And that's everything on the Smock. I'm actually going to break out this hand warmer because, and there you go, that's how you know it's on, those red lights right there, because my hands aren't getting cold. So yeah, once again, here is our nice Tasmanian Tiger pack, 28 liters, and we'll talk about stuff on the outside first. Right here, this is an Adventure Lights, just carabiner light. You can turn it on, great way to mark your bag at night. It's got like 100 or 120 hour runtime, something like that. It's rainproof, waterproof. You can turn the battery, then it'll blink, so it could be a nighttime signaling device. On the outside here, we'll take that out in a second. Over here, which I just done a short on recently, this is a County Com fixed blade knife. Really like it. Super sharp G10 handles, and the Kydex holster just got one of the top compression straps run through it, hangs off to the side. This day pack's really easy to sling on and off, so if I need it for something, it's a pretty quick access. In remote places, self-service is not always the thing. So got a glow-in-the-dark Model strap here. I could just run this carabiner through one of these Molly points or something, but I like having this Model glow-in-the-dark strap here on the outside so that the sun can charge it throughout the day. Got a glow-in-the-dark little utility strap. Could be used for a variety of things. But this is a Zoleo satellite communicator. Can send text messages, things like that. Plus it's got this SOS feature, so you can flip that tab open right there, hit it. You know, if you don't confirm that it was a mistake or something within a short period of time, sends out your location to emergency services, and then search and rescue or whatever the proper responding group is that can help you will be sent on their way to your exact location. And it's just clipped to the outside there because, you know, if you fall or pass out or something, you want it where you can get to it the easiest. And I think that is right there on the outside strap. So that's the main things on the outside of the pack. So now we've got my sit pad. This is a Tough Possum Gear sit pad as well. We can just, normally I would unbuckle this, but you can just slide it out like that. And it's cold, the ground's cold, everything's cold. It's probably got ice and stuff on it as well, or it's slushy and wet. So this is just like a closed cell foam sit pad. One side is orange. During hunting season, if I'm using this bag, I like to stick this to those straps like you've seen with the orange side out, because if you have an orange vest on and you know, the backpack's covering your vest, so you need a way to show that you're not a four-legged brown creature that people are looking for. So there we go. That is our sit pad. Okay, now to the front pocket. Now, with this particular setup, I have more items in this front pocket than I normally tend to carry in the front pocket, just the way that it's worked out. So in the top lip right there, kind of shoved up, got some combat wipes. You can't see that because I got a piece of tape over it because the adhesive started to fail. But these are biodegradable wipes for obvious reasons. You got to go number 2. You got that, and they can also be used as body wipes, way to clean yourself if you needed to do that. On a day hike, not as likely. Up front, got a range meal bar, 700 calories there. Fantastic. High calorie meal bar. We have got, oh no, that was just a sticker to this. This is a Wasatch Wagyu beef jerky strip. Really tasty. Right here, this is a near zero titanium trowel. Could be really useful if you needed to dig out a spot for a fire pit to kind of shield it from the wind. If you need to get a fire going real quick. The ground is extremely hard. That's why I have this titanium trowel. Unlike most of them, this one is a bit thicker. It's not like, it's a little slightly heavier by maybe an ounce than some of the other ones, but the extra thickness allows you to actually really bust through some pretty hard ground. Now, if it's like frozen, if you live somewhere where it's, you know, being well below freezing for weeks on end, then still probably not going to work. But this cold snap's relatively sudden. But here we've got the Dark Energy 10,200 battery bank. Very important. Got to be able to charge your phone. Got to be able to, like for me, if I'm recording stuff, pictures, all that. Got to have this, but I can easily charge my phone multiple times. Can charge our Zoleo if we need to, but it has a pretty long life. And definitely want this one in cold conditions because this right here will hold up to cold a lot better than most of your just regular off-the-shelf battery banks. In here, so this little first aid box right there, there's some band-aids, but most importantly, this is my outdoor medicine cabinet. Got ibuprofen, got Tylenol, got Benadryl, got anti-diarrhea tablets, and I think that's it. But so yeah, just mainly for medication purposes, the ibuprofen is the #1 use thing there. That right there is my USB-C to USB-C cable for my phone and the power bank. And yeah, that is everything in our front pocket there. So let's put some of that stuff back real quick. Okay, and now to the real meat and potatoes. Let's open up the main compartment. So right off the bat, we have got a poncho. This is an ORC Industries mil-spec green poncho. So it's like same as military ponchos, just a brand new one. It's not surplus. So rain protection. Knew it was going to be rainy, but this is also a great shelter building option. They get out of the wind or protect yourself from the wind. You can just throw this over your person and your other insulating layers and not have to worry about it. So we got that. Here, this is something that should be off to the side, but when I was moving some gear around from earlier, it just kind of wormed its way to the top. This is an SOL Escape bivvy, reflects some body heat, so if I need to take and get out that tight survival bivvy, make a browse bed, put on my other layers, crawl into this, and get underneath that poncho with like an A-frame shelter, plus those survival blankets, you know, I can make it really, really, not just survivable, but very comfortable shelter setup. So really nice. One thing, just a little heads up, this thing, it does reflect body heat. It's like 70% of body heat, and it is like a breathable emergency bivvy. So it doesn't block wind, block 100% of wind. So it's like, you don't, if it's really windy, you don't want to just be laying in this. That's why it's nice to have some other type of shelter component. Even if you had to crawl into this and then wrap yourself in one of those emergency blankets to block wind, that's what I would do. Okay, so now this pack has tons of internal organization and storage pockets. In this one, this is where, just in this pack, I leave it. I keep one of the Titan Survival XL survival blankets right there. So, and it's like pretty much the perfect size, but it's kind of hard to worm it into that pocket. Then right here, I have got two 25-foot strand of the rope roller cams, or the roller cam rope rollers. And that's just so I could quickly and easily set up my poncho in either a lean-to configuration, which is why I have two of them, but most likely I would be going for the good old plow point shelter because it protects you from the wind and everything. Or I have two where I can run a ridgeline to make an A-frame pretty easily. Not as a main source of food, but kind of as just like a little backup or a nice sweet treat. I got a Ready Wise coconut blueberry multi-grain. It's like a cereal. Could have it hot or cold. We just had that in there, really small profile, just fits along the back. Just, you know, some backup food. Now for my main water carrying device, or my main one is the canteen obviously, but to carry additional water with me, this is a Hydro Pack 4-liter water bag. Does it have the name on it? Anyways, it's just a 4-liter storage sack. I really like Hydro Pack stuff. This stuff's really durable, has a carry handle. If you really needed to, I could take a piece of that paracord and run it through one of these straps and actually carry it on the inside of my smock against my body to keep it from freezing. Where I have stuff in my pack on top of it and around it while I'm moving, the water's slushing. Didn't have to worry about it during the day freezing, but you would definitely want to take and stick this in your sleeping bag or sleep system. And there's probably about 2.5, 3 liters of water left in there. The other thing I like about these is, you know, as you use the water, you can push out the additional air and it just makes it easier to store. Okay, then pretty much the only thing left in here is our insulation layers. Or really just our main, like our insulation in general. So I have got these pretty dang compressed. This is a Snug Pack dry bag. Does it have the size on it? It's a very large dry bag. But I like it because it has that purge valve right there. So you open that up and you can push all the air out of this bag, then close it, and it's almost like you vacuum seal the thing. But that's just to make sure, even though there's no chance of precipitation, that there is 0 chance of our main insulating layers getting wet, because this right here, this stuff, aside from building a fire and just constantly feeding the fire throughout the night, this is what would really make the difference between you surviving, not getting frostbite, all of that fun stuff. So in here, got my Snug Pack Spearhead jacket, and the Snug Pack Parallax pants. For sure the best warmth to weight to size ratio out of all the insulation gear that I have, hands down. You know, I mean, like not counting sleeping bags, but it's stuff that you can just take out and throw on if you needed to, even if you was just chilling from hiking, because all this stuff is really quick and easy to take on and off. Temp rating for these bad boys is nice and low. I think like 19 degrees, I think. Might even be 14 degrees. So you combine that with the fleece that I'm wearing now, throw the smock on over it, the Parallax pants, my legs, got a base layer on my legs, my pants, plus these, and then you throw in the emergency blankets. Would definitely have a fire going, all of that fun stuff. But I mean, the fact that the way that these compress, you're absolutely golden. If it wasn't about to get dark, I'd wear them for you, but I will make sure I throw up some pictures of either me wearing them or just the website photos. But been using these in overnighters, in camps, really cold weather camps. So, you know, make sure if you're new to check out my other content so you can see all of this stuff being used in action, not just in these little kit videos. So yeah, guys, that is gonna do it for this one. This was just a little last minute video I did after getting back from the hike. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you've not already. Share the channel with your friends, family, anybody that enjoys outdoor activities and gear. Please be sure to hit me up in the comment section what you thought of the video, what you thought of this current gear selection, what you might bring with you, especially somebody that's lived in a really cold northern region for a long period of time. Well, I want to come visit, and let me know you know, what you normally take with you, what you think would be good additions or things worth leaving out for this particular, like I said, this type of particular scenario. And yeah, it's going to do it for this one, guys. So until the next one, adios.